The Lavender Hill Mob, released on the 28th of June 1951, is a British comedy film from Ealing Studios, starring Alec Guinness, Stanley Holloway, Sid James and Alfie Bass, and directed by Charles Critchin. The title refers to Lavender Hill, a street in Battersea, a district of London, near to Clapham Junction railway station. It was one of the first films to feature Audrey Hepburn in a minor role. The story opens with Henry Dutch Holland, who lives a life of luxury in Rio de Janeiro, spending an evening dining out with a British visitor. During their meal, he narrates a story concerning how he changed his life by instigating an intricate gold bullion robbery. In a flashback, we are transported to 1 year ago. Holland is an unambitious London bank clerk who for 20 years was in charge of a gold bullion deliveries. Although dedicated to his job, with a reputation for fussing over details, he had begun to devise a scheme to steal a consignment of gold bullion. His plan was missing a way to sell the gold because the black market in Britain would be too risky, and he did not yet know how to smuggle it abroad. At his lodgings in Lavender Hill, Holland meets a new tenant, a Alfred Pendlebury, who he learns owns a foundry and makes presents and souvenirs that are sold in holiday destinations, one of which is Paris. Realizing that Pendlebury is the key to his plan's success, Holland explains his scheme and Pendlebury agrees to help. When Holland discovers he is due to be transferred to another bank department, the pair put their plan into immediate action, recruiting the aid of petty thieves Larky Wood and Shorty Fisher. On the day of the robbery, Wood and Fisher hijack the bullion van and switch the gold to one of Pendlebury's works vans. Holland then assumes the roles of an unfortunate victim who is hailed a hero for raising the alarm. As his associates recast the gold as Eiffel Tower paperweights to be exported abroad, Holland gives false statements and misleading clues to the police, led by Inspector Farrow. The group soon toast to their success, despite Woods and Fisher being unable or unwilling to travel to Paris to collect their share in person, entrusting the other two to provide it for them. The day after their last consignment of stolen gold is sent to Paris, Holland and Pendlebury head to France to retrieve them from the souvenir kiosk atop the Eiffel Tower. They are horrified when they find one of the boxes containing the golden paperweights has been opened by mistake and 6 have already been sold to a group of English schoolgirls. The pair make a wild chase to pursue them back to Britain, manage to track down the schoolgirls, but only to get 5 of the paperweights. The girl holding the 6th one refuses, intending to give it a gift to a policeman she is friends with. Holland and Pendlebury follow the girl, watching in horror as she takes the paperweight to an exhibition of police history and methods at the Hendon Police College. Holland's worst fears come true when Farrow, having begun to realise the truth, spots the paperweight and orders a chemical test on it straight away. Left with no choice, Holland snatches it and he and Pendlebury make their escape in a stolen police car. A confusing pursuit begins across London as Holland uses the car's radio to feed false, misleading information to the officers pursuing the pair. They find themselves forced to offer a passing police officer a lift, causing them to be discovered. As Pendlebury becomes trapped, Holland escapes with the 6 golden paperweights back in Rio. After finishing the tale to the visitor, Holland admits that the money is now all gone. As the pair walk out, it is revealed that Holland is handcuffed to the man and has been arrested for his crime. Does it hold up today? Shot in black and white in a 1:37:1 aspect ratio, though contemporary in its day, if viewed more as a historical piece, then yes, it does work. Humour comes more from the quick wit and juxtaposition of our expectations of British manners and class, a theme often used by Ealing comedies. Like ribbing all things British, which culturally is the most British thing to do. And despite a lack of digital ID, cameras on every street corner and mobile phones, the police are quick to realise not everything about Holland's story adds up, and once they find Pendlebury's abandoned van and the net closes in on them very quickly, although it's not until Farrow and the paperweight are united together does all the pieces fit in place, and the gang, less Holland, are caught. And because the more simplistic nature of society then makes for a more intriguing human story, we get, for a comedy, an examination of the moral and absurd bureaucracy of stable, trustworthy society. The fact it takes Holland, who rides with the gold weekly, years before he even contemplates stealing the gold, and that from his boss to the police all take him at his word, originally speaks volumes as to how Britain considered herself, gentle and relaxed with everyone fitting into their place in society, and for the most part living well in that system. Even the two criminals played by James and Bass have a moral compass and a sense of fair play and trust, treating their profession almost the same way Holland views his own. That when it's clear they can't all go to Paris together, there's no sense that Holland and Pennenbury will rip them off. With all Ealing comedy, petty bureaucracy is often lampooned, as it is with most obvious at the French customs. When they're trying to get back to England to follow the English schoolgirls, we can't help feel they would have been quicker and easier if they just got themselves a dinghy and rowed across. The acting of the two main leads have a wonderful chemistry together, which elevates their performance, and with such genuine comic timing from all the cast, gives this story a quick pace, that the events fly by, and that the story never seems to overstay its welcome. And despite only being 81 minutes long, there is a lot of plot and adventure packed into it, and a lot of modern films can pack in 120 minutes. The script is crisp and never wasted. Anything said of Francis' character or story, and that with the actors being allowed to perform rather than cutting every couple of seconds, we get little telltale reactions that need no verbal explanation, which do as much to advance both plot and character than 20 minutes of exposition would require in a modern movie, shown just in seconds. Despite being a comedy, the crime itself is well worked out and would have fitted in any TV drama or low-budget thrill of the day. So if you're into historical films and would like something light, untaxing, gentle comedy, then this will not disappoint you.